All right, well, welcome to Internship Manual Video 4. We're going to kind of finish up here hitting on some of the key elements of assignment-wise and grading for your internship. So we finished up last time talking a little bit about the um, the logs that you have to do and the reactions and reflections and special project. Today, or this time, we're going to get into the visitation and informational interview. Again, this is trying to increase your network. So one of the big pieces of this is to increase your network. So how can you go about increasing your network? Well, one is you can go visit other sites and meet people that work at that site, but also do kind of a reflection and a observation of that site. Or the other thing is to do an informational interview where you contact one person that kind of is in a role that you aspire to do, and try to talk to them and get a chance to meet them and interview them and for them to get to know you a little bit as well. So the big purpose of this is all about networking and increasing your opportunity to network. And so every semester I have some student who says, I'm going to interview my site supervisor. No, that you've already got your site supervisor in your network. Branch out. Even if you talk to your site supervisor about somebody they could recommend that you talk to, or if there's somebody that, shoot for the stars, if there's somebody in a coaching realm that you really look up to, reach out. Send them an email. See if they'll spend 5-10 minutes with you to talk. They're more likely to do it now if you're a student than down the line. And so, because they've all been there. They've all been in your shoes where you're aspiring to get somewhere. So they'll take some time to talk to you. So, the biggest cop out I hear all the time is, well, I'm going to interview my site supervisor. I'm going to interview my site supervisor's boss. Well, that's not helping you. You've already got them in your network. Think bigger. Think something that's going to help you. We talk about networking is so important. This is giving you a chance to get that network and giving you under the guise of an assignment that you have to do for a class. But the bigger picture is you're getting a chance to meet those people and talk to those people. Okay? So couple, guidelines. You just pick which one you want to do. You can do the agency visitation. You can do the informational interview. Information or this agency visitation. There's a form that you'll fill out to show that you're going to do that. What agency you went to, have it signed by somebody at the site. And again, don't do the BS of going to the site that you did a practicum with. You're not helping yourself. You're just doing the low, basically just wasting an opportunity to expand your horizons and get a chance to meet somebody that could actually help your career down the line. So don't cop out on your site or your faculty supervisor here. Spend some time, go visit those places, talk to them, and there's a reaction paper that you need to do based upon kind of talking about the mission, facilities, participants, etc. It's outlined in the rubric. Informational interview. The idea is talk to somebody that you aspire to be. Set up the interview. Set up a time that you can do it. One thing I ask of you is whoever your faculty supervisor is, make sure you send your questions that you have. Create around 10 questions, send it to your faculty supervisor so they can approve them, and then go to it and talk. Ideally in person, but if you can't do it in person, phone is good. Zoom now is awesome, so that you get an opportunity to meet and talk to these people. And so I give you some things, tips to how to prepare. I give you tips to questions that you can work with based upon this. Make sure after you do this to follow up with a thank you. It's important to thank those people for taking their time out to spend it with you. One thing that I do ask of you with this, so since we don't have a signature like we do for the agency visitation, one thing that you'll have to do is have them send your faculty supervisor an email saying you met with they met with you, and so that gives us an opportunity to see that. And so sharing the interview. And the other thing is you share their interview on that last post on Moodle. Write your transcripts on there, and so others can see how it went. And the last step is kind of a debriefing that you'll do in the paper that you'll write up, and giving us an opportunity about talking about how the experience went. And remember, this is where you make sure you have them email whoever your faculty supervisor is. The other nice thing is, kind of devious, but when they send an email to us, if it's somebody that we want to, again, network with, we have their information as well. And so it creates an introduction for us as well. And that is nice. A couple years ago, one of our students reached out to Booger McFarland and did an informational interview with him. And I got an email from him. So, that's kind of cool that we're creating those opportunities, and you're helping us network as well. Mid-internship evaluation and final evaluation will be done through Handshake. The idea is that you're going to get feedback from your site supervisor, let you know how you're doing. And there is an example of what it looks like. Now, again, it's going to be in Moodle. So this is kind of what it looks like. Midterm has some suggestions for how you can improve and gives you an overall rating. And then each one of these, they kind of give you some feedback on how you're doing. They should talk to you about it so that you can understand how it's going, and from their standpoint, from the site supervisor standpoint, and grow from that. So you'll do a midterm, and then the final one, very similar to midterm, but just highlights see if you made some corrections based upon some of your issues were from the first time around. And that's what we really want to see. I mean, I want to see, and your site supervisor wants to see growth. We want to see you get better and improve. And so I always tell them, be honest to it. You get points no matter what you're doing, but we want you to, look at this as this is your transition into that professional realm, and you want that person to be able to do a reference for you, so that you can get employed in the next round. So make sure work your tail off for those people, and it'll come around to you, and they'll be able to increase your network, but also doing those recommendations. Your site supervisor will give you a grade recommendation. They'll basically tell me, or tell your site supervisor or faculty supervisor, how you did for your internship. But now also they'll give you feedback on your special project and how kind of grading your special project on that. Site evaluation, one of the things towards the end of your time, you'll evaluate the site, and you'll kind of use these prompts to write a narrative paper about your experience, and highlight what your thoughts of and how you grew from this experience, and how you did with your goals and objectives, and why you reached them or why you didn't reach them. What skills did you develop? All those things that we're highlighting and talking about, they're coming back up here about how you're being able to move yourself forward towards that next level. And that should be kind of 3 to 4 pages in that paper. Again, there's a rubric at the end that'll help you cover what we're looking for there. Grading wise, this is kind of always important. You're working out of 875 total points. Here's how many points everything is worth. So, your handshake, get 25 points for just getting your internship approved. 25 points for your assignment calendar. Goals and objectives are 50. Your proposal for your special project, portfolio, including your evaluation, your weekly reports, you get 50 points for that. You get 80 points for your online discussion. That's those 8 online discussions, and then you get 4 points for each responses that you make, and you have to have 4 of those, right? So basically 10 points for all 8 discussions, 4 points for all the responses. You get 100 points for your agency and visitation or your informational interview. midterm evaluation is just submission. You get 50 points. Again, I want your site supervisor to be honest. So sometimes I'd rather you get that feedback and honest feedback than worry about them affecting your grade. Same thing with final evaluation. It comes from your site supervisor. Then you have your agency major project grade, agency supervisor internship grade, and then your student evaluation of the site. All total, like I said, it comes up to 875 points. This is the breakdown for grades. So again, you got to be up over that C or higher. Again, if you're getting a C in internship, there's something wrong. You're in the wrong field if you're not getting into this experience and this opportunity. Much like this class, I want you to always be thinking about when you're getting those grades, what does it mean? Are you hireable? Are you likely to get an interview? And they might hire you. Are you in the stack? Yeah, you might get an interview, but you might not get hired, or you're just plain out of contention. The work that you're doing is not the quality that's going to help you get to that next level. Last thing is, and this is again another issue, you shouldn't be handing in all your work at the end of the internship. Again, if somebody hands in all their work at the end of the internship, I'm not going to bother grading it. I'm just going to put the F in the book and you can come back and redo it. You have to balance that work experience with the academic. And so you should be getting your assignments in a timely manner. We give you that assignment calendar so you can keep track of when all the assignments are due. They're due on basically a weekly basis. And it tells you exactly what's going to be done, what's due. So the idea is that you should be able to keep up with this. So late work, it may reduce every time it's late. It's 5 percentage points per working day. So make sure that you get that in a timely manner. As you make that transition, your expectation is going up that you can get your assignments done and you can get them submitted and do good quality work. I keep going back to you're going out and you're about to be young professionals in the field, and so you want to show yourself in the highest possible light because you want to hopefully get a job in our field or get a job in any field, and you need those recommendations and support from professionals, and these are things that make a difference. As I said, everything with grading wise, try to help you provide as much information as we can. So everything's in here, also in the appendices where you can see examples of stuff. Here's the special project proposal. Again, there'll be a electronic version that's on Moodle, but you will need to get that signature from your site supervisor. So you'll probably have to scan it and re-upload it back. Let's see, agency visitation. Again, you're going to need a signature from who sponsored you and who took you around. And you're also helping us out by maybe potentially finding new places to send interns. So this is also good to have and good to help supply us. This is the midterm evaluation. Here's the final evaluation. And one thing, we ask them to rate you at the end, how they would compare you to other interns. And we want input on that and impact or information about that, so we can see how well we're preparing you and seeing how well you did at that site. And you can see, out of contention in the stack, interview, hireable is what we ask them to fill out when they do that, because we want them to give you feedback as far as how well you're doing compared to those others. Here's the grade recommendation form, and then all the rubrics are in here. So that's pretty much the internship manual. Hopefully, again, if you have questions, feel free to ask, but hopefully you feel a little bit better prepared for the internship as you're getting ready to do it.